Hello everyone. It's about 9 p.m. and I just got this order for this. What I do sometimes for eBay is I take things apart, and I found that it's pretty profitable because a lot of the times you can get these. What this is a Keurig. Uh, it's the part for a Keurig machine. So let's see. So what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna pack this up because they just bought it. Um, Sometimes it seems like if you sell things for parts like Keurig machines, vacuum cleaners, cell phones, sometimes you can get more selling these things in parts. Of course, what you have to do is you have to take these things apart, but it's not that difficult. So what I do is I take them apart first, and then I look at eBay and I actually copy a lot of the people that are selling these parts because I don't know what the names of these parts are, but there's some people that are more techie, if that's a word. They know more about this than I do, and I just pretty much copy. I copy what the part is. I look at it, and then I just sell similar. And pretty much all of the information is there as long as you have the correct model number. For a Keurig machine, you can do this. If you have one that's not working, you can just take it apart and sell the parts. So you can look online and see what parts sell. You can even look at their sell-through rate. But a lot of people's Keurig machines break, and for some reason they don't want to go buy a new one. So this is a perfect opportunity for us to make a little bit of extra money. So I'm just making this video. I hope this information is valuable to you, and once again, I'm just here to help you out. And if you have any questions, just go ahead and let me know. These are things that I just learned as I went along, but they show they've changed my life, because it's like I've found things in the trash, vacuum cleaners, robotic pool cleaners. Those are great. If you ever come across those you can just take them apart and sell the parts, and they'll sell, because a lot of people are looking to fix those and they cost a lot of money. So that's one thing that I found. One time I had a robotic pool cleaner, and I had two of them that I found in the trash can, and it looked like nobody wanted them, so I grabbed them, and they came with the chargers, they came with everything. And what I did is I took them apart and I started selling them. And with those two units, I made about $1,500 just in parts. And that was one of the first times that I realized, hey, there's, one man's trash is another man's treasure. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So as you can see, this part here is probably the most important part. It also has a little dangling cable there. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it yet, but normally I do these things as I go along. So this is just my way of doing it. There's so many ways that you can do it, but I already kind of measured it. I bought these boxes from eBay. I taped it from the inside, especially when it's heavy. You want to make sure that you tape it from the inside. You tape it from the outside. Look at this little guy here. He's already coming off. But this is, I'm still going to put more tape. The reason I just did this is to have this ready for you so you can see where I'm at. So we're going to go ahead and cover this part with bubble wrap. It doesn't need to be perfect, but we're going to go ahead and cover it because it seems like this is the part that they need. So the rest of it is plastic, so it doesn't really matter Like this part here, that's plastic. And it's not gonna affect anything if we go ahead and just not cover it. I'll be right back, folks. I'm gonna go ahead and tape this here. So this looks like it's gonna be a challenge, but it's not that bad. So this is the way I'm covering it. I just kind of want to cover the part where the LCD screen is and where the buttons are. This part doesn't look like it needs any covering here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and see if this part, as long as this part's covered here, we're good. So that's the way that I look at things. You know, you wanna see what could break on the way over there. And through my experience, you know, this would probably has a chance of breaking. It probably wouldn't break with just you know, a box and paper inside of it. I always like to put bubble wrap because it's just an extra layer of protection. So I'm gonna go ahead and tape this. See there, bubble wrap is pretty easy. I always use clear tape to tape it, and I used as many pieces of tape as I need. So I just formed it around the area that I needed to cover, and then I just taped it. So you want to make sure that it's taped well. So you put a couple of pieces of tape on there. Doesn't need much more than that. Like I said, that part doesn't need anything. And it looked like here we're gonna go ahead and put some paper, just like a bed of paper, so that it won't get damaged on the way, and so it doesn't rattle around. And that's what I'm doing now. So this one's done. I want to go ahead and show you what I'm doing here. Getting a little bed of paper. And if you have newspaper, that'll work fine. I bought this on Amazon. I just, you know, get the cheapest roll of paper that I can. And make a bed. That way, if it's a bumpy ride, it'll cushion the item. So here, I believe I'm just gonna put this one in. So I'm gonna put it in head first, backwards, so that the bed can be right on the area that we want to cover. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this in and show you. So there it is, it's in there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and fill these voids. Fill that one, and there's a void right here too. All of these voids are gonna be filled with paper. Before I do that, I like to put this note here once again, my trusty little note. This note helps a lot, not only to get reviews, but I also find that this note says, "Thank you for purchasing from my small business. I hope that you enjoy the item you purchased. Please feel free to email me if you should come across any issues so that I may have a chance to resolve them before you leave a bad review. Now, that I send these because a lot of the times, what if it doesn't work? Okay, you don't want the customer to just go ahead and give you a bad review, because it's not good. So we want to always keep our percentage up as to how many good reviews we have, and if they are happy with the item, they may remember to go ahead and give you a good review. And when they do give you good reviews, it helps your sales. It really does. As long as you're listing and pricing correctly, you're gonna make sales. And for some reason, eBay, it's good to have a good, be a top-rated seller. So the more reviews you get, you have a chance to be a top-rated seller. And you never want to drop below like 98%. I think 96 is the lowest you can go before you start having any issues. So luckily I've never had that problem, but you can do a little more research on that. So I put that in there just to make sure that they get it. And I'm gonna go ahead and fill up the voids now. Grab some more paper. Let's make sure to cover all the voids, because when we do the shake test, which is a test that we do so that the item won't rattle around inside the box, customers don't like that. When I first started, I remember I sent one, and I sent a box that had a whole bunch of voids in it, and it was a vintage, like it had it was like a vintage to mix wines, and not wines, but mixing cocktails and things like that. So it had different cups and spoons, and it was a briefcase. And now that I'm thinking about it, I could have put some paper in there so that nothing would be rattling around, but all I did was just put a box and then a box on the briefcase, and then I sent it over. So the customer actually gave me a little constructive criticism. Didn't give me a bad review, but ever since that constructive criticism, I don't leave any voids in the box. And that's the reason for the shake test. And I'll do that before I finish this process. So I'm still adding paper here. And I'll show you the finished product when I finish. So more paper, and it's pretty easy. It's just, I mean, if there's voids, you just want to fill them up. And as you can see, you can almost not even see the item, which is good. So we got a couple of layers of protection, and that's what we want. I bought this Keurig for about $5. I've already sold probably 4 parts to it, which equal probably about $80. So this one sold for $26. So it was $15 plus $10 shipping. So it's a total of $26, but I bought it for $5, and I already made over $80. So sometimes if I don't go sourcing things, I just look around my house and I'll tear something apart that I don't use anymore, and I'll list the stuff. Why not? The sky's the limit as to what we can sell. And if eBay allows us to sell parts, let's do it. You know, I'm still learning. the more we know, the more money we make. And that's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. So I'm just gonna put some more here on top. So I'd rather put more paper than less paper, and try to save money on paper, because if you get a return, there's just no point to doing it. So I like to take my time. I like to take my time and do it right. So shake test is there. So it looks like it passed the shake test, but I just want to show you it's all covered and all the voids are filled, and even some paper is popping out of the top. So no worries. So we're gonna close it up. Remember, I already taped the bottom. And I bought these boxes on eBay. I just want to let you guys know that every quarter you get about $25 credit from eBay if you own you have a store subscription. So this is definitely comes in handy, because I got 40 eBay boxes and I only paid probably about $20 with that credit. So it was about a total of $45, but it's a great value because they're giving you that credit. I love eBay because they take that into consideration. So whenever they give me a credit every quarter, I use it on shipping supplies that I need. Now I'm sealing it up. I'm putting 3 pieces of tape, kind of overlapping each other. So you can see 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna do that on the other side too. Look at that. Nothing is perfect. It's not going. See that? I don't even hear anything. So let me show you how I do this side here. Got one more piece of tape and then we're done. So there it is, folks. If you've been following, sorry, technical difficulty here. If you've been following my videos, you can see that one of the things that I always do is I make sure that even if it takes quite a while to secure these things inside of the box, it's worth it. And you're gonna find that it's worth it also. So if you have any questions or comments, just leave them down below. And if you'd like, just go ahead and if you found value, please like the video and subscribe, and I'll continue to make more videos. And if there's something specific that you don't know how to pack, just go ahead and let me know. I've probably done it before, and I'd be glad to help. I probably have something similar here in the back that I can show you how to do that. So thank you and have a great day.